Hey, GM guys, how's it going? How you doing?
Doing great. Pablo, maybe you'll make Michi a co-host to get rugged.
To not get rugged? Oh, does that actually affect it if I?
Yeah. Yesterday we had a situation on Gitcoin Radio. One of our hosts, he had to change his phone because like his existing phone had almost no battery, and we had took a host, so the host disconnected and then connected from another phone, and it worked.
Oh, okay.
So now we have a rule to have at least two, to have two co-hosts, because you can have more than two co-hosts.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, yeah, Mitchie's a co-host. Yeah, hopefully that avoids any weird issues like that. But yeah, GM guys. Hope everyone had a good week. It's nice to see you all. How's it going, Mitchie? How you doing?
Very good. Very good. Not many updates on my end. Busy weekend.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have a host for this week, so I just thought that we'd kind of just generally talk MoonDAO and talk about what things people are up to, and yeah, just generally kind of like sense make about MoonDAO. Maybe we could talk about the big proposal that a lot of people in the Chinese community have for the BRC20. Still kind of waiting to see a fully fledged proposal on that, but it's been quite interesting. Yeah, just kind of like I mean, if you guys have ideas about how to work with them, please, like, I'm all ears, because it's been about a year now, and it's really difficult to get them to use our governance processes, and they kind of just, I don't know, they just don't respect it, it seems. So, yeah. Rod, I see you got your hand up. Do you have any ideas on that?
Yeah, actually, today, I have. Right now at Gitcoin, sorry, I'll be talking about Gitcoin, but I'm learning a lot. There are almost no donations because of high gas fees, and I was really worried about that. But today I realized that, like, everyone on Gitcoin says that community, that what's important. And I want to say that to remind that personally, I've been working on the lunar exploration for 9 years, and I'll be working on that in any case. So just a quick note. And today, guys, interesting guys reached me. Their idea is that we can use lunar regolith to cool down the Earth by sending regolith from lunar surface and spreading it in the atmosphere. We can quite fast, in a couple of years, decrease the temperature to pre-industrial levels, and the dust will fall in a couple of years. Like we can do it properly. I think it's really a huge deal, just the scale of the idea. And regarding Chinese, that's what important. So also I want to remind that we discussed a possibility. I think that it's everyone in the community is free and to do what they want to do. So fork, on our first call with Pablo, I've said that fork is a natural way, from my perspective, at the software. The thing is that stays is the community of people who actually delivers. So I'll be frank, I do not know what's happening with the I think you referred to BRC20. It's a quite strange initiative, and I do not understand the initiative. For me, I still do not understand the applications of that, and I assume that I know what will happen. But after all, it's a fork of MoonDAO, and I do not support that fork. Community cannot be forked. So I like you guys, and that's I think that's my response.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that there aren't that many donations coming in through Gitcoin. I haven't distributed my donations yet, but I'll get on that soon. Does that mean also,
If you
since there aren't that many donations, that every individual donor has like a much larger power? You know, wouldn't that, because it's
Yeah.
matching, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's kind of a good thing, I guess. Right.
Yeah. Right now, we are trying to figure out what to do with that. There is net service gas clock. They're also on Gitcoin. Basically, they schedule the time when the transaction sent is to net. I had the chat with the CEO. Seems like a nice guy. Guys still do not understand. Anyway, I just want to say that right now, most of the donations will come in the last couple of days, and right now all the people around Gitcoin tries to figure out what to do with it. So do not be in a hurry, please. Please we'll wait for a couple of days once we'll deal with it, because today I've tried to donate to this round to I don't know 10 20 donations, grants, and the gas fees was I tried to donate $30, and gas fees was above $100.
Wow.
Hate Pepe. Let's do something with Pepe.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I think that we should consider putting. I see Manuel wants to jump up here. Yeah, like some of our governance on an L2. I think that that would be helpful. Because right now, even minting one of our like NFTs for 0G, which by the way is open one more week, as well as the competition. Like it's pretty expensive if you're not a MoonDAO member and you have to stake and then get the NFT. I think it can cost you upwards of $100 in gas alone. So yeah, not great. Yeah, I think that if we should research a little bit and see what it would take to move a lot of these operations onto layer 2 or any like EVM compatible thing. And yeah, I think it's quite doable. So yeah, and then with the BRC20, yeah, it's not quite a fork. I think what they're proposing. I mean, I really wish that they would put the whole idea down in paper, because there's kind of been a few ideas floating around, and I saw one proposal, but it was kind of like half completed. But I think that all they want is like to have a token such that like on BRC20, such that we have the highest holder count, because then that would get us on the top of like some leaderboards and have big exposure for MoonDAO. And yeah, just I think they think it would generally help spread the word about MoonDAO. But then when asked, all right, well, what does this mean in our community? Like, does the token have any meaning? It seems that they just want it to be kind of like a commemorative POAP type thing. They don't really want to connect it to our governance or anything like that. So, I mean, I'm keeping an open mind and waiting to see what their proposal says. But yeah, I'm pretty frustrated though that they kind of like want to circumvent our governance, and that if they don't get their way, they try to riot or something. It just seems very negative. So yeah.
We have governance, we have governance, we have processes, we have Senate. So they have to comply with the processes, and if it's not compatible, then Senate won't approve the application. I mean, a lot of things must be done, and we have processes. We have to follow the processes. So if they don't want to follow, then why this proposal has I do not understand why we have to vote for the proposal. We already voted for the process, and writing, we have a really clear proposal, like a clear way, and if they are not following the process, then it won't be a MoonDAO token. And anyone can do an airdrop. It's completely okay. Everyone does that. They think that what it approved by the community or not. And if it won't follow our processes, then in my mind, it won't be approved.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and exactly. Like, I'm not sure how much of this really requires MoonDAO resources. If someone wanted to create, some random shitcoin somewhere and then airdrop it to all Mooney holders, I mean, there's not really much we can do about it, anyways. Whether whether we legitimize it or not. So I feel like
It's a huge difference. Sorry for interruption, but it's a huge difference. Do we legitimize it or not? So that's I think the difference.
yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, if they want us to legitimize it, then they would have to pass a proposal. I think that's fair. But yeah,
Everyone has to follow that. I has to follow that. So everyone follows with the proposal. So, we spend a lot of time preparing the proposal. So I do not understand why someone should not follow that, because I spent like fucking months to understand how the system works.
My thing, my problem with the proposal, or at least the part of it that I've seen so far, is that it puts the snapshot date in the future, right? So the idea is that people have time to buy Mooney so that they can get their hands on this new token, which, as far as I can tell, only really, I mean, it's new and it's decentralized and it's tradable. That's all that it's really got going for it. And so, I mean, the obvious outcome in that type of scenario is that it's a pump and dump, right? Like Mooney goes way up, so people can get this new speculative token, and then Mooney goes way down, right? Like that's I think the obvious way. If we want to do it like as a, because they're kind of pitching this as a memento, right? But a memento is a thing that happened in the past. And so I think if maybe, like, I haven't fully parsed through all of the implications of this, but I think that maybe distributing a new token based on, a date in the past, like we could take the date of the launch of the BRC20 standard, right? And just say, hey, if you held Mooney on that date, then maybe that would work. And but I just don't see like the purpose in it because you could just like give a POAP or something like that. The other concern for me is that like the whole thing about this proposal is that it's about marketing, but no one at any point has mentioned whom we are actually marketing to, right? Like we may get a lot of eyes and a lot of exposure, but exposure from whom, right? If it's exposure to the wrong crowd, then that's could actually be more detrimental than beneficial, right, to the growth of the community. And I think that, like, yeah, we could put ourselves up on this leaderboard with all these other shit coins, and be like, and there's two ways to look at that. Either like, oh, MoonDAO is the only like legit project here, and that way we get attention that way, or it's just like, oh, MoonDAO just must be another shitcoin like all these other ones, right? And I think that it's dangerous because our token Like, I love the Mooney meme, but it's mimetic, right? And I think that puts us in this place where it's really easy for people to make the assumption that we're just selling speculation. And so we need to go out of our way to avoid that, like, image, that public image.
Yeah, no, yeah, agreed. I mean, I think yeah, we're a legitimate project, and like it's not, it doesn't benefit us in any way to just create another a shit coin just, and be opportunistic. But I'm keeping an open mind. Like I think that they should, put together a proposal and take in our feedback, and maybe there's a way that this works. Maybe there's a interesting thing to do here. I do want to keep an open mind, but yeah.
Yeah, I have an open mind about it too. I just want to see, some feedback taken into consideration on this, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, it does have, like, yeah, sure, that there's some potential here. It's a new standard, and maybe there is something to doing some outreach. But if it's just to create speculation, then that's, I don't really stand for that. We've got to in some way tie it to actual value in our governance, I think.
Yeah, agreed. Rod, I see you got your hand up.
Can we do kind of a bridging where like tokens are exchanged one-to-one? So you can either have in ERC20 or in BRC20.
Yeah, I brought that up as like, oh, maybe we could do like a connection with our governance, and this could be like a plan of expanding to other chains, and we represent some number of our governance tokens in a bridge between the BRC and ERC. But then, like that, this was like mind-boggling to me. I don't know if you guys read this, but like then someone, I think it was Foggy, which is he's got a lot. I'm not even gonna go into all of the history with Foggy, but he said something like, "You're trying to sell a shit coin on us, and Mooney's price has gone down, and how could you be so, I forget, like greedy and blind that you're trying to sell Mooney." And I was just like, it's just such a joke. Like, I don't know how these people found us and why they've. It just kills me sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that would be like a way to legitimize the BRC20 and have it connect to our governance, but it seems that yeah, they're not interested. So yeah.
One thing this kind of made me realize is that we should have a stricter definition for what constitutes as an emergency. I don't think we have anything like in writing about, because we did make an emergency decision with, the DAI DPEG, and that I think was justified because it wasn't a project, it wasn't a missed opportunity, it was something we had to respond to. We were kind of forced to respond to. But like, I saw a lot of calls to basically bypass our governance and get this going just because of the issue of time sensitivity. But that can't be, time sensitivity cannot be a matter of that can't be an emergency scenario. And a missed opportunity is not an emergency. And I think, like, yeah, that just needs to be very clear because that's a really slippery slope.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think that in the postmortem, when we were discussing that change from DAI to ETH when DAI was depegging, we said that we should formally create, sort of those like emergency situations where the multi-sig can act, or yeah, I think what we did basically is we had a Senate vote for everyone that was there. We gave people like 30 minutes or so, and then went with what the vote said. Which, yeah, maybe that's the process that we have in those like very very dire circumstances. But yeah, this isn't the first time that this group has tried to like pressure and circumvent our governance. They did something similar when they demanded liquidity. Yeah, I mean they've this is kind of like par for the course in terms of their playbook. They'll organize on WeChat and then all come in droves and push for something and just get really really loud. And yeah, it's quite annoying, really. Like, just
Yeah.
use our governance, guys. Like, you don't have to do this. But yeah, I see, Rod, you've got your hand up. But also, yeah, they're calling into question our entire governance system and how vMooney works and how the Senate works. And yeah, I mean, it's just that's also a bit upsetting to me because this is something that we've been working on for you know months in a very open way, where we're trying to gather feedback from the rest of the community and every step of the process. Like, we took like 5 or 6 months to write down our constitution, because like we would do it all in big community calls and try to get everyone's thoughts and opinions in there. um, and yeah, it's just like pretty frustrating when after all of that work now they're like, oh, the constitution is rubbish. It's like, where were you guys then, like when we were trying to like put this all together? But yeah, Rod, I'll pass it over to you.
I just wanted to say that yeah, first of all, like, there is a process, and no one can wait for others. Like, the train doesn't wait. I'd say it like that. I mean, just all the opportunities, they appear in the moment and then they disappear. And it's like, if you are a part, you have to follow what's going on, and that's how it works. So we have governance. It was like approved according to governance. We have Senate voting. If they want to do, okay, they let them do. However, again, it's all up to decision making. So there is a process. Let's follow the process.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we need to linger on it too much. Yeah, just something that's going on right now in the MoonDAO Discord. But yeah, there are a bunch of other things going on that I think that we should just.
Yeah, DROG works. Sorry for interruption, but I want to say that DROG works much better. I really underestimated the effort to really love what's going on with the DROG proposal.
Yeah, we extended it over one more week, and yeah, like yeah, like we're getting some pretty big people competing for the social media seat. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. So the way that we're gonna do this is on Monday, next week Monday, we're going to have an event where we select the winner of the sweepstakes, or yeah, of the sweepstakes with the NFT. And then we also watch the top 10 videos that were submitted, and then Snapshot will open, and then our community can vote on those videos. So yeah, I think that's going to be a fun event for us. And yeah, we had a lot of fun with it last time with the Blue Origin. So we actually like wore tuxedos and everything during the selection process. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if we need to go that over the top, but yeah, I'm excited for that. And yeah, even despite the really high gas prices, we've had a decent number come out and claim the sweepstakes NFT. I don't know if name.get can fill us in on the current number, but it's still like low enough that like it makes sense. Like if you can come out there for the 0G flight, I'd highly recommend getting one of these NFTs because like um, even with like a high gas fee of like say $50, like the prize is worth a lot. And I think if you divide the number of NFTs that are currently out there, it's like the value is greater than the amount of gas that you'd spend. So yeah, just look at
Not like this is a 1 in a million shot either.
exactly. Yeah.
I have a story, a really a bit funny story. So there is a woman, her name is Anastasia Stepanova. Ryan, do you know her? And it seems like she came on one of MoonDAO's town hall around December 13, and I've missed that part. Unfortunately, that was my birthday, so maybe I wasn't able to get on the town hall. But the thing is that I know about her for a long time, and actually my space career started with I've had a project like we crowdfunded for a bioregenerative life support system, and we asked her to help. And at that point in time, we had a professional space engineer in the team, but after all, as far as I remember at the time, she didn't want to help us. And then a couple of days ago, MoonDAO retweeted her tweet that she wants to participate, and I've dropped her a message on Facebook because most of Russian-speaking community related to startups and space, quite active there on Facebook, like Facebook for that community. And today we had a great conversation, so I think it's quite funny. For me, it showed my progress in the last 5 years, 5 years. So I'm really happy that it happened, and for me, that's a really huge outcome. So I've applied for 0G proposal, but actually, with the Gitcoin, it's all about connections. It's all about community. And 0G is amazing just by the fact that a lot of people in professional space, they started to think about MoonDAO as a serious thing, like the first the first Blue Origin flight, as far as I understand, did not made such a huge response. But this one, due to quite serious names and things like that, it made a slightly different response. But that's maybe my assumption. In any case, I'm really happy about the whole situation that happened.
Yeah, no, totally. I think that yeah, the legitimizing effect is huge. So I I went like I was in LA this week, and we've been kind of chatting with SpaceX for a little bit, and I went over and spoke to them, and they were very. I mean, they saw what we were doing with the 0G flights, and they were like, "Wow, you guys are like really legit," and they felt like, "Oh, this is like something that we can bring to the rest of the team and go, yeah, these guys are really making some incredible stuff happen." So yeah, I think it really helps basically yeah, like improve like our image, I guess, a little bit, but also show that we can pull off these like really big things with like real NASA astronauts, and that we're deeply connected into the space ecosystem. So yeah, I think it's great.
I also have a couple of interesting stories to share if you're interested, or we can I don't know if you want to hear those stories about Gitcoin and crazy things that happens in the community about about Moloch, about the way how Moloch could be slayed. Like I've learned a lot in the last week.
Yeah, I'd love to hear the stories, but maybe first, I see name.get hopped up here, so want to hear if he has something that he wants to share first, and then we'll go back to you, Rod.
Yeah, just wanted to give an update on the 0G sweepstakes. It looks like we're at 18 holders, so right now you have a 1 in 18 chance. at getting the tickets. So yeah, mint your tickets.
Yeah, I mean, it's like considering gas fees that might be pretty high. Like that's that's a very solid chance of winning. So yeah, thanks for the update, Colin.
Technically, actually, I think it's one in 17 right now because I have one and I'm just not actually qualified.
Wait, are you not qualified because of the sweepstakes rules? I thought we're not qualified from the social media competition, but
Oh, I assumed wrong then. Okay.
well,
I
yeah,
guess it's me.
the on-chain selection is like totally like random. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna get one of the on-chain ones because I've decided that I'm gonna purchase one. I'm gonna do my part and yeah, buy a seat and because it supports MoonDAO. So yeah.
Let's hear from Rod.
I just want to add regarding sweepstake that we need a plan B in case the winner won't be able to make it. I applied for the raffle, but I didn't expect that I'll win, and with one or 18th, it's quite huge. So maybe I'll have. I don't know if I'll be able to get a visa. So definitely, if I win, I'll try. But there is a huge chance that I won't be able to make that. So there need to be a plan B in case I win.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what we did with the Blue Origin seats is we selected 10 winners, and then if the first person can go for whatever reason, then we go to the second, and then the third, and so on. So we're gonna do it that way again. So we'll select multiple winners in kind of order, and then go down the list and check and see if they maybe there's some like health requirement that they don't meet, or maybe they can't get a visa for whatever reason. So yeah.
And if I win, can I make a gift to someone whom I select? Is it possible?
I think it's not, unfortunately. Yeah, with the sweep rules.
Okay.
Yeah. This is also how we structured it with Blue Origin too, because it's a pretty big prize.
It's okay. I'll just have to know that in advance, so it's okay. Like.
Yeah. But yeah, Michi, I know that you had an update too about Spect. Would love to hear more about that.
Yeah. So, well, the big update is that I'm going to be posting right after this town hall link, probably in our announcements channel, to a form that can be filled out to join the onboarding meeting, basically just to sign up. So it's tonight, 8 p.m. EST. And basically the form just, it's really simple. It just asks you like what guild you're interested in, and it has a little field where you could put in some additional info. You don't even have to. But the idea is that we're only going to really run the onboarding call if there are people who sign up in advance. And of course, if anyone shows up to the call, then they're more than welcome to jump on stage. But yeah, there's been a few times where we didn't coordinate it very well, and so there wasn't anyone showing up, and it kind of ends up being a waste of time. So I think that with this form, we'll be able to save a bit of time. But also right now, and again, like Pablo, I don't know, Ryan, if you're able to meet right after the town hall as well, but we're going to be doing a big cleanup of roles in, well, not just roles in Discord, but the configuration of permissions for all of the categories and channels. And then basically updating all of our whole onboarding process using Spect. I'm going to try and do it just step by step. I think like this form for the onboarding call is a good little like baby first step. The next will be, I think we can probably just replace the bug support and like the regular support channel with a spec form as well. And that could clean things up and also make things a bit more simpler. It'll also make processing the support tickets a lot easier, so that we'll know, like, you know, what's been accounted for and what hasn't. And then from there, the big change, I think, and I think this is something that hopefully the Chinese community will be happy about, is that we're going to be breaking down some of the barriers that are preventing people from accessing the general and like, well, social channels and stuff. Basically, right now, in order to get the Earthling role, you need to verify with Guild. And that means that you need to have a wallet, which I think is probably an unnecessary barrier for a lot of people coming in. They shouldn't necessarily need to have a wallet just come in and talk with us. And so we'll be able to fix that with spec. We won't be able to get rid of Guild, and I don't want to get rid of Guild because it's useful. But the whole process of verifying with Guild will sit in between the activate, like after you become an Earthling and you're like ready to get more involved in governance and in guilds, basically, that's when you would probably need to verify. But again, with spec, we can like build this into the process. We can actually gate forms with spec based on roles delegated by Guild XYZ. So we can make verifying with Guild a requirement to fill in a form. And yeah, that's it. There's a lot going on with it. There's a lot I could talk about, but I think yeah, it's all pretty much ready to go. I might need to go live with it. I might go live with some of these things and still be linking out to the actual spec forms. So it'll just be like a channel with a link being like, go here, fill in this form to get access to the community or whatever, right? But soon, I think we'll have it just directly embedded in Discord, which will be great because no one will have to leave Discord. And the only thing I'm waiting on there is just some updates like from spec. They just came out with this feature and it's still lacking in a few key ways, but I know that they're working on it and they're going to have something within the next few weeks that will be like good, and then we can put this all in Discord. I see probably to get your hand up.
Yeah, I just want to say that we have Anastasia, about whom I was talking today. So maybe you could invite her to the stage. But after all, that's how our town hall, like today, we have a small town hall because we have not invited anyone, and we're just talking to each other, dealing like what we plan to do later.
Yeah, welcome, Anastasia. Yeah, this is kind of an unstructured one. We're just chatting about general MoonDAO stuff, but it's great to have you.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, and thanks for sharing, the contest about Zero G. It was interesting that when the moment I shared my video, so many space enthusiasts that were like following me, they're like, "Hey, Anastasia, can we do the same? Will I compete with you?" I was like, "No, I mean, well, yeah, you will compete, but I don't care. Like, of course, do this." So yeah, it got a bit viral.
Happy to support all the space enthusiasts. So if you need to help on Twitter, you need Discord, retweets, and so on, just let us know.
Yeah, of course. So, and it's good that you exceeded the applying date, so you have one more week, right?
That's true.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to choose between all of the people that submitted. There have been some really good ones. I'm surprised. I mean, I think Ari said this too. We thought that it would be like a lot of submissions, but not like super high quality. But it's been kind of the opposite. It's like been a few submissions, but all of them have been extremely high quality. So we're like, yeah, it's gonna be I mean, it's friendly competition, but yeah, it's gonna be really tough to choose between all of the submissions.
Yeah, I don't envy you. So, what are criteria like, or you cannot talk about them based on what you will choose? It's like professional skills or.
Well, so the way that we're going to do it is there's a team. The team that's working on the Zero G project is going to watch every single one of the videos,
Mm-hmm.
and just because it would be kind of tricky to like put all of them up to vote and have people watch every single video, we're just going to take the ones that we believe are the top 10 based on interior and based on like criteria that we the judges have, and then after that then it's up to the community, so it's like whatever they believe is the best wins. So yeah.
And there should be also like a health limitations, right, for Zero G, and also in regards to visas, because if someone wins, it would be in June, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, well, the way that we're doing it with our sweepstakes is we're selecting like our top number one, and then so on and so forth. So we actually have two things. We have a random selection sweepstakes, and then another one that's like video entry. So I think with well, both of them will be in ranked order. Like the number one pick, number two, number three, and then if for whatever reason the number one can't go, then we'll just go to number two. So yeah, if there's some health complication or issue with a visa or something like that, then yeah, we'll just have to go with the number two, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the Zero G team, I mean, in general, for Zero G flights, is there any like requests what you can have in terms of your health conditions, what you cannot have in order to fly? I think it will be also useful, next time if you do competition again, to kind of also have this. I don't know.
Apparently, you can't have an exoskeleton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think it's a good point, and next time we should take it into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mitchie was mentioning we had someone with a disability that we were going to gift a seat to, and they have an exoskeleton that helps them walk, and unfortunately Zero G had an issue with him flying with the exoskeleton because they're worried that he might hit someone else with it or
Oh
something
yeah.
like that. So it was really sad. He's got a great story, and yeah, we were ready to gift him one, but yeah, not this time, I guess. But I think Stephen Hawking has gone on a Zero G flight before, but they kind of had to do a special flight just for him. So they can accommodate certain things, but yeah, I think it'll be up to Zero G at the end of the day whether or not they can really accommodate. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so they don't do the like checkups before you fly for like a blood pressure, for example, or something else.
That's a good question. I'm actually not sure. Yeah, I can get back to you on that. I can ask the team. I'm not sure if they run any health checks. I know with for example with Blue Origin, their requirement was simply that you could walk up. I think it was three flights of stairs without getting exhausted. So I guess Zero G might be like it's a longer experience. It's correct me if I'm wrong. I've never gone personally. I think it's 3 hours in total of parabolas. So maybe their health requirements are even higher than Blue Origin's. But yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and thanks for your submission.
Thanks.
So I'm happy to update about a couple of crazy things that I've met during Gitcoin.
Yeah, go for it. Would love to hear the stories.
Yeah, so maybe one of the craziest thing is that there is a group of founders right now, around 70 founders, and to get in the group, you have to have experience fundraising money. The group is called Solarpunk Guild, and I really like how things structured there. Uh, it moves much faster than MoonDAO. However, it has a completely different structure because basically everyone has its own project. Uh, it works in a way when like when we need to solve something, we just the one who made the proposal, he starts to push it, and with the right people it works great. One of the like the most crazy initiative, we run 24/7 Gitcoin radio, so at any point in time there is someone from the guild who is on Twitter Spaces, and you always can jump and just ask questions, suggest ideas, and thanks to that continuity the information spreads super fast, like because every host can update the next one in maximum 24 hours. You will get updates, and that's really cool on like from a high level perspective, because basically it's like we're a group of random people and we were able to make that, and it starts to pay off because like people from the issue is with the gas was extended to Gitcoin team, and now we are collaborating. We are trying to find a solution, and it happens really fast. So that's one of the ways to slay Moloch. Like I really like. It's really fast. It's exhausting, but it's really fast, and a lot of collaborations are made during that period. I think there are a lot to learn how the guild works. So I'm really amazed like that it really works, because people just do and deliver, and that continuity, that's super crazy, because it's really hard to organize people and everyone. The thing that I like, for example, on one of our Twitter Spaces, we had almost no people. It was on Sunday, and we just we were listening to music. So I've turned on music, and then we were sitting watching into screens, because at any point in time someone could jump in, and if the person enters, then I like stop the music and said, hey, feel free to jump on the stage, blah blah blah. And there were also two other members of Solarpunk Guild, and they were sitting and watching, because from time to time we were sending smiles, and we were talking, like basically those people, they were focused on the guild's goal, and that's, I think it's really amazing, it's really crazy, and it's really inspiring that such things could be done on a scale. And yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm excited for you to bring all of these learnings over to MoonDAO, and yeah, figure out how we can do something or anything better. With yeah, I mean, we're using a bunch of really new tools. I mean, if you think about it, even Twitter Spaces is relatively a recent development. Maybe a little over a year old, and yeah, I think like there's so much utility to these sort of like synchronous meetings, and yeah, it's cool to have like a, I don't know if MoonDAO could have a 24-hour radio, but that's awesome. Like maybe for like certain events or certain big pushes, that could be cool. I love that idea of like just of like cultural I don't know what to call it, but you're basically just like propagating the like every new news, every new thing that's happening in real time to everyone that's joining, and yeah, the context sharing is huge there. So yeah.
Yeah, and like that's what amazes, and that's continuity. That's what important. So actually, I want to. And another thing is that there are a lot of amazing projects on the round, like I forgot how it's called. Spectre, like the tool that you've discussed today.
Spec?
Spect, yeah. So Spect are on Gitcoin, so I'm in touch with their founder. Praisebot are on Gitcoin, so I assume that they were not able to attend an AMA just because they have no time. Like those 2 weeks often are really extensive. Revoke Cache, maybe you've heard of that service. So there are really a lot of amazing projects, and you can get in touch with them and talk to them. So it's really super. I mean, I've never had like it's pure networking, and I've never experienced so intensive networking. I think no in real life conference can do that. In real life conference have their own pluses, but I think like IRL things must be slow. Like you have to talk to people a lot, and here it happens super fast. And like with the Gitcoin radio, for example, I can chill my project up to 50 times per day. Like if I can chill, like I can chill on average 2 times per hour, meaning that like around 50 times per day. It's super crazy speed. I don't know. I've never like in my whole previous life I've chilled projects less time than I did that in a couple of like in 10 or 15 years, and that's huge as well. So I'm really excited by all of that, and I think it would be amazing to reuse a lot of techniques to strengthen the space community. And I also want to add that Manuel does a really great job. He is in Solarpunk Guild, and he has an event in 7 minutes. We will be discussing how to reduce gas fees with the certain services. And also want to say that Solarpunk Guild is aware of MoonDAO, and a lot of members are interested in MoonDAO. And even one guy, he wants to actually, maybe it comes from him, but basically he wants to help Indian children to get on a zero-G flight, and like the idea was that he gets an NFT, and then if he wins, he gives it to someone else. But I said that actually he can just airdrop money to a bunch of holders, and then those kids can purchase it by themselves. And it's huge. I mean, we've shelled to that community, that space, and it's made, and so like it's a legitimization of space exploration on a global level, because in that community we have like farmers from a middle of nowhere in Uganda, in Nigeria. Like I mean, I've never ever expected to have such connections, and those guys are really awesome. The first engineer was from like real. There is a guy who wants to build a civic climate tracking satellite, and he is far away from, let's say, developed world. He is in the middle of Africa, and we will need to do this space round because it will make a lot of connections, and for sure that round would have support. Like a lot of projects from Gitcoin already are reliable to that round, and after all, the round would be highly supported by those communities like Solarpunk Guild, and that's the most powerful community in terms of members that is built around Gitcoin.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I know. Well,
and the most diverse community I've ever seen in my life. So it includes like the main criteria to join there. You have to share Solarpunk ideas. Solarpunk is about high tech, high life, not like cyberpunk, high tech, low life. And you have to have experience. Like you have to be serious. Basically, you have to have experience raising money with your project and delivering your project.
yeah, totally. I mean, it sounds awesome. I know Mitchy's been. Well, Mitchy mentioned using Spect for onboarding, but I think Mitchy, you've also been exploring using it for partnerships, right? Am I making-
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, not just well, essentially, it's a really great tool for just collecting information and then also processing it, right? Because you have that like Kanban board feature where it can be gated by Discord roles. And so it's easy to just say, like, take all these submissions. What we're doing right now with the with the forum is it all goes into a Google sheet, but it's really hard for us to all stay on the same page about the status of each applicant, who reached out to them, and all of that. And then also there's a lot of manual processes involved in terms of like, you know, adding Discord roles and things like that. Whereas with Spect, a lot of that stuff can be automated as well. So, yeah, I want to see on the website basically two different routes you can take. One of them is just go straight into Discord, because that's where, you know, the action is. But then also there will be a second path for partners. And the way I see it is that there's like two different types of, well, I'm using partners in the broadest sense. Also, we had a conversation recently about like calling them MoonDAO friends. But I think there's two different types. There's people who like reach out to us as organizations, and then there's others who are individuals, right? And then amongst those organizations and individuals, there are the kind that are more external, like they're probably not going to come into our Discord or be interested in participating in our governance, but they're still willing to help in some way. And then there's the ones that are more internal, which, you know, means that they're actually willing to come into Discord and maybe have the potential to start participating as a member. So yeah, I'm kind of working on a flow right now to put all that together. It'll be probably the last step. I think I want to get just the onboarding stuff fixed first. That's my like big priority at the moment. But then after that, I'll go into that flow for partners, and I've been talking with Manuel about that as well.
Yeah, I think that'll be a big step in our journey with MoonDAO. I think that this is sort of like one of the missing pieces of the puzzle that we've been missing for a while. Is just like a straightforward flow for someone to, you know, apply to be a partner or part of a guild, and just automating that whole process and smoothing it out.
Yeah, we desperately need a streamlined, much better system for getting vMooney. There's quite a few challenges there. Ultimately, like the ideal would be a direct fiat to vMooney on ramp that's on a layer 2, which I know is like a big push, but I think that's what we gotta keep. That's the prize, right? That's what we got to keep our eyes on right now, because we desperately need that.
Yeah, no, totally agreed. I think if we could have like a one button click on an L2 that is like super low gas and gets you vMooney, I think that'd be huge.
If its gas is low enough, we can just pay it for people and make it even simpler.
Yeah, and I know. Well, Rod mentioned that he's going to another meeting right now at the hour to talk about gas efficiency. You should check out an app called I think it's called Gas Hawk.
Exactly. We have a call with their CEO, and I've been to the Jumbotron. Sorry for interruption.
No, totally. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
And everyone is welcomed. I've been to the Jumbotron. I'm really sorry that I have to jump off. I'll update. Maybe we'll be able to use it. And in terms of L2s, I think it would be really amazing, because gas is that what really like makes me frustrated. So L2 definitely is a great solution. We just have to select the right L2, or maybe go multi-chain, because ideally I think we should partner with the right L2 net that would support our initiative and that shares our like ideals and vision of the future. Anyway, thank you everyone. Sorry, have to jump off. Happy to like if you'll come there. So stay in touch. Bye all.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think let's close up here too. Yeah, Mitchie, we can coordinate a little bit more on some of this Discord roles stuff in the Discord. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Talk to you all later.
See you guys.
Bye all.